The learning objectives for this continued section of the series will include defining the 3 types of measurable post-secondary goals, provide examples of measurable post-secondary goals in all 3 areas. The procedural requirements for education or training states all students must have a goal that pertains to post-secondary, meaning after high school, education or training. Again, this addresses that goals must be effective when the student is 14 and based on an age-appropriate transition assessment. Students may often be unsure of their post-secondary plans. The IEP team should guide the student to the post-secondary education or training goals that most closely match their preferences, interests, needs, and strengths. As students' plans change, the IEP team should review and revise the goals as appropriate. Post-secondary education or training goals for nearly all students will relate to employment. In some situations, the IEP team may determine it is appropriate for the education or training goal to relate to other needs, such as health or independent living. To document these specific needs, the IEP team should select the other option and manually enter the student's post-secondary goal in the area of education and training. The use of the other should only be used on a rare occasion when the options in the drop-down menu of the PTP do not apply. Details are important to readers. Additionally, information including detail can be added to text box you'll see here. Maybe add the name of the institution or higher education, student's major or field of study, location of on-the-job training. Many times the radio buttons are not specific to the student when a student knows where they want to go to school and program they want to attend. This is where the additional text box can be used to type in those places and pieces of information so the IEP team can be sure that additional conversations are captured in the paperwork. The box is relevant for each student section of the PTP. Use it to tell the story of the meaning and the meeting in honor of all voices, especially the student voice. Here are 3 examples of post-secondary goals of education and training that meet compliance or show effective practice. After high school, Carlos Mine will attend a technical community college and earn an associate's degree, diploma, or certificate. After high school, Hector will enroll full-time in the video game design and development program at UW Stout. Megan will receive training in her home to improve her accuracy in operating a double switch for demonstrating choice and turning on movies. After hearing these 3 examples, which example may you need to use other for when writing the student's goals? Megan's goal may need the use of other in this example. Procedural compliance states all students must have a goal pertaining to post-secondary employment. Again, the statement also reminds us the goal must be in effect by the student's 14th birthday and based on an age-appropriate transition assessment. The next goal is in the area of employment. The options provided within the PTP for this goal are based on the Wisconsin career pathways modeled after the 16 national career clusters. For this goal, a career cluster, career pathway, and career must be chosen for the student employment goal. The IEP team must select 1 career cluster, 1 corresponding pathway, and 1 corresponding career. If the student's post-secondary employment goal does not fit into one of the careers for the selected cluster and pathway, you may use the other option to describe the student's career goal. However, the use of other in appropriate choice when you have an exhausted search option for the unique career choice and should be used in rare circumstances. It must identify a career or job and/or area or skill development for a specific job for the PTP to remain compliant. A second option may be to use the keyword search box to the right of the career cluster search box. If the student training goal was enlist in the military, a specific career goal must be written for the type of career the student will pursue following the training received in the military. Using the use of other would not be compliant without these details. The additional text box is located at the bottom of the page. There are times that finding an exact match in the PTP might not happen, or the student has an employment goal that differs from the IEP team. This is when additional information box becomes more crucial. Let's talk about some examples of how you can use the additional information box. Detailed goals are often more meaningful for students. IEP teams might consider including details in the additional information box, such as the student's preferred employer or graphical preferences. The third option would be to use the career cluster, pathway, career master list to search the careers and their associated descriptions to identify the correct career. Use Control F, then enter a career choice and click Find All. This will highlight all of the matches to your criteria. If you are still not finding the exact match, broaden your search, and remember, an exact match is not needed. You can use the additional information box within the PTP to define specific details. To the left of the screen, you will see examples of searches that were not found and examples of how to broaden your search. For example, not found daycare teacher. If we broaden our search to childcare, then we can find the match needed. The slide provides examples of 3 different employment goals within students based on their age-appropriate transition assessment. After completing or obtaining post-secondary education or training, Carlos Mine will be employed in the field of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Then, science and mathematics is chosen, followed by automotive, service technician, and mechanic, for example. Wisconsin Career Pathways assist in connecting education and training to the employment opportunities within Wisconsin to assist students, educators, and transition partners in meeting a student's desired employment post-secondary success through a seamless transition process. Pathways connect education and the workforce, focus on high skills, demands and wages for careers, emphasize technical skills, are based on common skills and knowledge, and assist in organizing curriculum and a course of study. The procedural requirement for independent living states: the only area in which post-secondary goals are not required in the IEP is in the area of independent living skills. Goals in the area of independent living are required only if appropriate. It is up to the child's IEP team to determine whether IEP goals related to the development of independent living skills are appropriate and necessary for the child to receive FAPE, or a free, appropriate public education. As stated in the last slide, independent living is the only post-secondary goal that is not required in the PTP. It is up to the student's IEP team to determine whether IEP goals related to the development of independent living skills are appropriate and necessary for the child to receive FAPE. When determining if an independent living goal is appropriate to include in the PTP, consider if the student is able to navigate in the community, is making healthy lifestyle choices, is safe and proactive in decision-making, communicates their needs well, has a plan for transportation, is able to maintain their personal finances, and has a plan for housing once they graduate. If the goal is not appropriate, indicate in the additional information box as to why the team agreed no post-secondary independent living goal was necessary. Here are a few additional questions to think about when determining if a student should have an independent living goal. What do the results of the age-appropriate transition assessment show the IEP team? Are the students' goals for independent living the same for non-disabled peers? Does the student require more intervention than a non-disabled peer would to prepare for those independent living goals? Examples of independent living goals include, after high school, Carlos Mine will maintain his health and fitness to control his diabetes independently, learn about and manage the required medications to control his diabetes. Second, after high school, Nathan will demonstrate skills in purchasing personal items and participating in his personal budget. Nathan will demonstrate increased independence in his self-care needs using a visual schedule. For more guidance on developing independent living goals, please click the link or scan the QR code to get more information.